Good afternoon, it's Brian here at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here, which is a brand new, it's actually the first one we've ever had. It's a seven-seater CRV, we've never had that before. So this one here is what's called a 1.5 turbo. It is the all-wheel drive version. It is also an elegance model, so it's a really nice finish. The colour on the outside is what's called modern steel, and the interior is the beige interior, so it's really nice. If there's any information you want on a car like this, please do give me a call. 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. Fitzpatrick's Garage, Kildare town. We can take any trade in that you have, and we can organise finance on cars like this. And if you want a rough idea about figures before you travel, give me a call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits. 086 843 1945. Some of you at the moment might already be familiar with the CRV. I'm going to start off with the whole point of this particular car, which is the 7 seats. As we were saying, this is the 1.5 turbo, so it gets the dual exit exhaust along the back, which I really like. Makes the car look really sporty. After that then we have the nice brushed aluminium accent along, but as we were saying, it is the 7 seats which you might be interested in. So to open up the boot, this button along through here, it is on a keyless entry kind of setup, so I do have this button here which is going to lock and unlock the car, and it's going to be completely keyless. So once I have this in my pocket, I can walk up and just use my hands to access the car without having to use the key. The first thing I'm going to do is let these headrests down, and once they're down then I can start thinking about dropping the seats forward. So there's a pull handle to pull them back up, but this one here, I lift that and I just push the seat forward, and that's exactly how it drops. Same on this side, I lift this one here, push the seat away, and it just drops down, so it's quite easy to do. So right, in terms of your boot space, what way are you looking at it? If it was a normal CRV, this is the depth of your boot here. Because this is 7 seat, it has to incorporate that. So yes, you are going to lose some little bit of boot, but I think it is fair to say there's still actually quite a large load area in the back of that car regardless. In terms of the rear of the car, there is also lighting over here. There's a 12 volt power outlet over here. But these look like drinks holders actually. I stand to be corrected, but that's what they look like. After that, there's another one of them on the other side over here. There's instructions as to how you use the seats as well, and similarly instructions down along through there. In through here, there's also a cover. So basically, if I decide I don't want to use the 7 seats, what I can actually do is I can raise, because if you see here, this is the height of your seat, and then it comes down and drops down. So if you want, you can actually raise that here. So there's actually one little part here that comes out, and what I'm doing is actually lifting the front part of it. It sits over into here, a bit of a two-handed job if I'm honest, and that slides up in through there. And what you then end up with is a raised floor, so it means the floor is flat all the way through, and I have a small bit more storage down through there as well. So it depends exactly what you're transporting. But let's face it, for most people, they're going to be transporting people. So with the seat, if we want to pull it back up, we have one lever here. I'll pull that back towards me. That was hard. And then a headrest, and similarly, well, I don't have to pull up the headrest. Very simple. Seats are now in place. So if I close down the boot, I'll show you access in a sec. Just while we're at the back of the car, other nice things on these cars: LED taillights all the way around, and also the indicators. They flash in a nice LED setup, as does the brake light. The rear spoiler up on the roof is also standard, which looks quite good. And then, because it's an elegance model, this particular car is tinted glass, and tinted glass on the rear. And I just really like what they've done with this new model CRV. It looks so nice and symmetrical, and that colour is really good. Big AWD badge on the back, as you see in through here, because it is a 4-wheel drive version. Anyway, back onto the 7 seat setup. I know that's what a lot of people are going to be interested in. I'm going to go around to the other side because the sunlight is not helping too much. So this is, as we were saying, a beige leather interior, which looks really nice. In terms of accessing the car, the first thing we can do is lift this lever here, so that comes forward. Actually, there's one other thing I want to show you as well. These cars have adjustable seats to move backwards and forwards. So there's a lever here, and there's also a lever over on the other one as well, which means what we can do is slide these seats backwards and forwards. So using the lever, I can pull the seat forward. I actually did that one-handed, that wasn't too bad. So that means then, okay, I've got less space here, but it means the rear occupant has more space. I'm going to show you these seats in a sec anyway. Or similarly then, if I want, I can use this, slide the seat back, so you can see that's as far forward as it goes, and that's as far back as it goes. And then in terms of space in the back, That'll mean the legroom that you're going to get, and let's face it, for a 7-seater like this is not going to be for adults. But that's the amount of space you get there, which isn't too bad actually. I'm going to sit in the car in a sec. Actually, I'm going to sit in it now, and I'll show you exactly how much space we're talking about there. So I am a 6-foot adult. So I'm going to move, and this is not the way to get into this car, so I'm going to get in. So that wasn't too glamorous, so I said I'd just do it off camera. Anyway, okay, sitting in the car, this is my size, so okay, good enough headroom actually. To be fair, that's okay. Legroom, not for adults. If I was sitting here, which I'll show you in a sec, it's doable here. The only thing is, if you look at this area here, obviously your feet are going to be high, so it is for kids only. If I move over to this side, this is a struggle, all right. So it's really, again, but then again, you are going to move the seat forward. No one's going to sit here and have these seats all the way back, so you have to tailor it. So what I'd say to you is, for kids, probably up to maybe 10, 11 years of age, even a little bit more, happy days. After that though, you do need a bigger car. The thing I've noticed actually is, just as I'm going to get out, because the side I got in was the wrong side to get in, so that's why it wasn't a good job. I should have gone in on this side here behind the driver. Anyway, what I've done is I've moved the seat forward actually, this middle one. A lot more space here now, so it's probably more manageable. Yeah, your knees are still high, but it's not too bad actually. Anyway, getting out of the car is quite simple. You've got this little guy here. I lift that drops forward, and then down through here I got another little lever, and I just lift that up, and that's how you get in and out of the car. So I got in and out on the wrong side, so it's actually pretty damn straightforward getting in and out of that car. Quite easy actually. And then it drops down, and then we lift that to bring that back up, and the seat's back in place. So all one-handed, all nice and easy. So on the door cards we have the wood veneer, and then after that we have piano black in through here, and then there is little tweeters over here, speakers in through there. The leather finish, it's just really nice. All the little contours and stuff that are on it. 3 3-point safety belts, 3 head restraints, ISOFIX over here, ISOFIX over here. Someone really used their head and stopped putting 12-volt outputs in the back of cars and started putting USBs, because that's what people want. So there's 2 USBs back in through there. So it's a really nice upmarket looking place to be in terms of size in the back. By the way, the 5-seater and the 7-seater, same size car, no difference. Loads of headroom, quite comfortable. Oops. Get my hand out of the way. Legroom's quite good as well, so nice place to be, and it looks nice as well. Just in terms of the outside of the car, so because we have an Elegance, it's got LED headlights, full and dip. It's got LED front fog lights. It's got parking sensors on the front, which are like the parking sensors on the rear. Haven't they done a good job in this car? It's so much bigger and chunkier looking than the model that went before it. And I always liked the model that went before it, but this one's just a bit fatter looking overall. The wheels are an 18-inch wheel with the diamond cut, so nice bits of chrome on the front, down around here, brushed aluminium over here, diamond cut wheel, chrome down the side of the car, chrome around the windows. It all comes together in a very nice package. And then the other thing as well is indicators, like we saw on the rear of the car, are also LED on the front. And as we were saying to you, then there is also these LED headlamps, but there's also LED cornering lights in through there, these little diodes here. So those front indicators, just again, nice executive look overall. Colour's super. Anyway, there's more stuff on the inside we need to look at. So this is a VTEC turbo engine. As you were saying, 190 horsepower, and you can actually tell the difference. But I really like these CVT gearboxes because they really put down the power well, and they're actually, genuinely from what I see, they're more fuel efficient than the normal equivalent manual version, because when you're driving on long runs the engine revolutions stays lower, because that's how the CVT works. It gives you the best engine revolution that you need. So overall, I haven't driven this car on the road yet, but we are guessing that somewhere in the region of probably, realistically I suppose, 7.5, maybe 8 litres per 100 kilometres, but at 190 horsepower with 7 seats, that is a territory that you're going to be in. But it drives really nice in terms of, I just driven it, you know, up the road here, which is probably maybe a quarter of a kilometre just to get here to film it. Serious power in it, really, really good. So back to the inside. Unfortunately, it's starting to get dark. Just to show you this door card again, beige with veneer, piano black, aluminium in through there. We have lumbar support to harden up the back part of the seat. We have height adjuster in through here, and it is worth mentioning that we are looking at an Elegance model here, and because it's an Elegance, it's going to get height adjustable passenger seat and lumbar support for the passenger seat. The seats, I think you'll agree, they are really nice and big and supportive and expensive looking. They're just number plates I'm going to put on the outside as we now are going to advertise this car. So it's just a nice, beige interiors are class. They're just really nice and bright and expensive looking, and yeah, all good. Anyway, other things in here, there is start stop button, push button in through here, lane change warning, which warns me by vibrating the steering wheel that I've drifted out of lane, autonomous braking, which tries to stop me hitting something if I am about to impact an object and it senses that I haven't put my foot on the brake to try and stop that happening. This is the gearbox setup. So drive, sport, neutral, reverse, park, handbrake in through here, and then we also have paddles on the steering wheel to go down the gears, or also to go up the gears over through here as well. After that, seats are heated on the front, and our climate control and reverse camera is all up in through the centre. So let's have a look at the infotainment system. So I'm just starting it up at the moment. You know what's great on these? They have a volume knob. I know that sounds so ridiculous, but it's so handy instead of having to touch and swipe and stuff for volume when you're driving along. Anyway, the first thing is we go into home over through here. So what we have is set up for audio, which is just radio information and stuff like that, where we want music to come from. Say for example a list of stations, and it's all touch and swipe and stuff like that. So that's your audio functions over through there. Navigation in through here is going to be Garmin navigation, and then after that we can go back and bring up the menu and where we want to go and all that kind of stuff. So pretty easy to use. After that then, trip information in through here, smartphone connection, which is going to be Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so it brings up all the functionality on your phone. Oops, hit the wrong button there. And then down through here we got more things like a browser and calendar and all that kind of stuff as well. So the other thing as well, it also has a reverse camera with various functions, which is basically where you want the camera to work. And then I'm just starting the car there for a sec, and it's also got dynamic guidelines, so when I am turning it's telling me the trajectory of travel. So that is basically that. The other thing that's in there then is your climate. So you have hard buttons over here for warm or cold on either side, and then we'll say front and rear windscreen demisters, and then in through here we can also bring up our climate. So all touchscreen, nice and straightforward. Other actually nice things here, this is an electrochromatic rear mirror, so if someone comes up behind you at night time it darkens. We have nice LED lighting all the way around the cabin in terms of the rear as well. Kind of hard to see. And then we also have this conversation mirror. So what I have is I've got a mirror to see what's going on behind me, and then I know it's hard to see, but I also have another mirror here so I can see what's going on in the back of the car. So there's two mirrors. The binnacle in through here is going to give us more information. So over here we have fuel. In through here it's giving me things like my engine revolutions when I rev the car. It's also telling me I've got a door open in this case, so I'm going to close that door for a sec. It's also telling me I've got low fuel. It's telling me here if I drive past a speed zone what the current speed zone I'm in 60, 80, 100 kilometers an hour. Adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. So using functions on the steering wheel over through here, I can set the cruise control in through here using that, and I can also set my lane change lane keep assist. So as you're saying, there's a lane change warning which warns you if you drift out of lane, but there's also lane keep assist. So these two white lines will go solid, and that means the car is going to attempt to keep you between those lines. And the adaptive cruise control means it's going to follow the car in front when you're driving behind the car to keep a certain distance, and you can say I want to be 4 car lengths, 3 car lengths, 2 car lengths, 1 car length behind. This is automatic lights, so we have automated lights basically at night time, so they go full and dip by themselves. You don't have to do anything. I can use this steering wheel function over here, which is this information button in here. I press that, and that's going to manipulate information in through the center. So things like, we'll say information, fuel efficiency, average speed, navigation information, speed zones, rest breaks, safety, maintenance, all that kind of stuff is in through here. And then over here on the steering wheel is going to be things like Bluetooth and controls for radio, all in through there as well. So look at the wing mirror. One other thing I want to show you as well is, see this here? If I press the start button, the little orange light that's come up in through there, so I'm just going to turn it off again and turn it back on, and you'll see it light up in the wing mirror. It's a blind spot indicator. So what the blind spot indicator does is if someone's on your quarter panel and you actually can't see them, it's going to warn you that they're sitting right there and you know, potentially could pull out on top of them. You just kind of can't see them. As we said already, there was USB connectors in the back, but right through the center here, we also have more USBs. So in here, 1, 2, HDMI over here, and HDMI over here, 12 volt in there, and then little USB connectors in through there. So nice and easy to use. Storage in through the center, which is quite big, and then it's versatile, and that arm rest moves backwards and forwards. One thing I quite like as well is in here at night time, it's quite nice. Probably hard to see at the moment because it's a little bit bright where we are, but just there's small little lights in the door handles. I just think that's a classy little touch overall. Which brings me actually to one of the final features I want to show you. This is also an Elegance in black. So I'm going to show you this one here. This is black, but actually black leather interior. Anyway, it's got keyless entry, which is really, really cool, right? So what I mean by that is, a lot of people might be familiar with how it works in some cars, but if I walk up to the car, I can swipe my finger along there, and the car's going to lock. No, it won't, because I've left the keys in it. And it's definitely not going to do it. So it's doing its job properly. So now when I walk up to the car's on my person. See that? It locks. How cool is that? And then I put my hand back in and it unlocks. But again, as we were saying, all I'm doing here is just swiping this. How cool is that? And same thing, again, back in just to unlock. So anyway, as we were saying, the car you've been looking at so far has been a 7-seater Honda CRV. This is the grey one we were talking about. 7-seater Honda CRV CVT, which is the automatic. 190 horsepower, remember, an automatic. 7-seater, polished metal with a beige leather interior, all-wheel drive. So it is a really nice car. I think it's really well equipped. I'd love to drive it, but I can't because that one's brand new, so it's going to be someone's brand new car. But if you want information on trade-ins or financing or anything like that, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. Brian is my name, 086-843-1945. Call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits. Fitzpatrick's Garage, Kildare Town, that's who we are. Family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. We can take any trade-in you have. So if you are interested in a car like this, no matter where you are in the country, and I think a lot of people will come from different parts of the country for these cars, because delivery is... at the moment, there's only a certain amount of the cars to go around. So if you want to know about that, please do give me a shout. Hopefully the video has been useful for you. If there's more information you want on how anything works in the car, give me a shout and I'll be happy to do a video for you personally. And thanks for taking time to watch.